Daladier had fought alone, our delegation had fought alone, and that we had finally to accept a solution which was very difficult to accept for the Czech, and it was really a deny of France's engagement, France's commitments to Czechoslovakia.
Next day, Chamberlain asked Hitler to sign a paper proclaiming the importance of the agreement for future peace.
I remember watching Hitler very closely when he was signing the bit of paper. I thought he did it in a rather perfunctory way. It struck me that he didn't really set much store by it.
And then Römtorp complained about the paper Hitler had signed for peace and so on, and Hitler said, well, don't take it so serious. This paper has no importance at all.
But we were rather horrified by the bit of paper, you see, and Chamberlain giving the British public the impression that now all was sweetness and light between us and Hitler, which it very definitely wasn't.
He was saved from war and so on. When the plate glass window, French window behind me opened, and out came Sir Orme Sargent, the Deputy Under-Secretary, who looked at the crowd below with great distaste. And he turned to me and he said, "You might think we'd won a major war instead of betraying a minor country." Well, then, of course, he said, but I can bear anything as long as he doesn't talk about peace with honor.
We arrived over the Bourget. The pilot saw a crowd in the Bourget, and he started flying around and asking for instruction to Daladier. We're expecting there was an enormous cheers meeting us, and Daladier stopped, was so astonished, he turned around to Léger and said, "Ces gens sont fous. These men are crazy. These people are crazy."
And we wouldn't believe, even as we were retreating, we still hoped that it was possible to fight. But after 3 or 4 days, the fighting mood was gone, and a general depression took over. You see, confusion and revolt began to spread a little in the army. It was no longer the army it was before Munich.
It was humiliating. It was terribly humiliating, and I will never forget it. And I hope that nobody who lived that, will forget it. You know, there is such proverb, comprendre c'est tout pardonner. It's not true. We could pardonner, we could forgive. Maybe, somehow, but we will never forget it. We can't, it's so deep in our feeling. As it was so humiliating.
There was a consternation that these powers, which we considered to be our friends and allies, sacrificed us cynically to Hitler's aggressivity. That we were betrayed by our friends. One of the leading poets, Czech poets at that time, František Halas, wrote a poem which was recited all over the nation. The part of which goes, I translate off the cuff. The bell of treason is tolling. Who made it swing? Whose hands made it swing? Sweet France, proud Albion, and we loved them.